Hi there, RC Girl here. Today we're going to talk about all the upgrades I've done to my Traxxas TRX-4 after 3 years of owning it. So I've had this thing a few years now, done a ton of upgrades to it. We're going to talk about how those are holding up and where you might want to spend versus where you might want to save. Stay tuned. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Here you're gonna find RC reviews, tips and tricks, run videos, flight videos, and other things related to RC. So if you guys wanna see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Also head over to my Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. I'll put links to those in the description box. I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, so check that out between videos. Before we kick this off, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I like to try new things and encourage you guys to also learn new skills in the RC hobby. So I'm very excited and thankful to announce the sponsor for this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like you and me. With their platform, you can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Skillshare has classes to fit your schedule and your skill level from beginner to more experienced, with classes on topics including photography, 3D printing, which I'm super excited to learn about, drone flying and aerial videography, to logo and web design. And I'm just scratching the surface with all of the classes that they offer. I recently took a class on learning Premiere Pro and editing a how-to video for beginners by Helise Naveas. I was definitely self-taught, so I wanted to get the basics right. This class broke it down from the very beginning of the Premiere interface all the way to exporting your first video. It's curated specifically for learning, so there's no ads, and they're always adding new and exciting Premiere classes. It's also less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. The first 1,000 people to sign up using my link in the description box below are going to get a free membership of Skillshare Premium. There's definitely no better time to pick up a new skill that you've been wanting to learn with Skillshare's online classes. So huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and now back to tiny trucks. The TRX-4 has been out for about 4 years now. I still get a ton of questions about my TRX-4 Defender, so I thought it'd be great to do an update video after 3 years of owning it. So quick backstory, the TRX-4 Defender was my first ever RC crawler. My friends call it dolls for grown-ups. I did get a small discount on it from RC Mart with one of my first ever sponsorships, but I did spend my own money on it. One of my unboxing videos was one of my most popular videos on my channel, actually. I'll put a link to that up here. This thing has been to Moab. I've run it through water a ton, rivers, it's been submerged. This probably has the most miles on it aside from my bomber. So it's definitely seen a trail or two, and nothing's ever broken on it. I think my shift servo for my 2-speed is actually on the fritz as we speak. But aside from that, it is held up really nicely. So that in itself is super impressive. And I think it looks really good for after 3 years of use. I did shine it up for this video, did do some cleanup. It is a lot cleaner than it typically is, but after 3 years of use, this thing looks really nice. Okay, let's dive into the upgrades one at a time. One of my first major upgrades is the Yeah Racing metal axle housing set. So I swapped out the plastic axles for metal ones. I really liked this kit. I'll put a link to my full video on that up here, but the tolerances are really nice. They're really nice high quality metals. It'll add some nice weight down low on your rig to keep it planted. One of the adapters that holds on the link and the base of the shock got a little bit loose. I think it's because the shocks were leaking oil and it sort of loosened up over time. So I just thread locked those and tightened them up. It does also come with metal guards for your diff boxes and your skid here. You can probably forego these metal covers. They definitely get caught up on stuff. And while these were sent to me, I do think that these were a nice high quality upgrade for the TRX-4. Right now the full set is available on A-Main Hobbies for around $124 for both axles. I think that's really good value, so totally up to you, but this would be a place where I would be happy to spend money to upgrade my rig. For the next one, I also installed the Yeah Racing brass upgrade set. So basically all the brass that you can add to a TRX-4 is on this one. So it's super heavy. This is a place where I think you should maybe spend a little bit, but maybe not go full blown like I did with every single brass piece that you could add to this thing. There is a little bit of tarnishing on the brass, but other than that, it's holding up really nicely. It's very well known that the Defender body is pretty top heavy, so adding a little bit of weight with some brass down low, it's going to add to performance, but I think to the level that I added it, it actually negatively impacts performance, especially going up some steep features. So you're going to need to get stiffer foams, maybe a stiffer tire compound, your suspension's going to work differently. Brass weights, definitely a place I think you can save a little bit. My TRX-4 is so heavy. Let's dive into our shocks. I've tried a couple different shock options. I haven't tried every single shock option out there. There's quite a bit for 90mm shocks. This is actually a place where I would suggest saving. The TRX-4 stock shocks are actually really, really great. There's a couple other videos I've done on trying out different shock options out there, and I actually just reinstalled my stock shocks. They're nice and smooth, the rebound is nice and slow. This is definitely a place where I would suggest saving your money and keeping the stock ones on there. Next is our steering servo. I also have a video on tips for picking out a new steering servo. This is definitely a place I would suggest spending a little bit to upgrade from the stock one. I think mine lasted a little while, but I've heard people's going out before they even leave their house. I think it was a toss-up if you got a bum one or not with the TRX-4s, at least in the early days. So definitely worth investing in a higher torque servo. Right now I have a 35 kilogram servo from DS Servos. Really like this one, super fast, high torque. I've put a couple different servo options in this one as well. I'm really happy with the one that I have in it at the moment. Also worth mentioning, I'll put links to everything in the description box below if you guys want to check out any of the stuff that I'm running. Next, let's talk about shift servos. I luckily have been someone where my shift servos have actually survived for many, many years. I've heard people go through like 6 of them a year. Shift servos are notorious also for going bad. As I mentioned, my 2-speed servo is on the fritz as we speak. It works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. The stock ones are pretty pricey for a micro servo. I think it's around 30 bucks for replacing the stock servos. I actually don't know a ton of good options for shift servos out there that would work in these rigs. So if you guys have some suggestions of things that have worked for you, definitely put a comment below. Would love to check those out. With shift servos, I wouldn't replace them off the bat, but if you have one go bad, definitely spend a little money to upgrade that. Next, the motor ESC. So I recently put a Hobbywing Fusion 2-in-1 in this. It's a combined motor and an ESC in one motor can unit. I did a whole video on that. I'll put a link to that up here. The Fusion is very impressive for the price. I think it's like 130 bucks. It was sent to me originally, but I actually purchased another one for one of my bombers. It's one of the quietest motors I've ever run. Also super, super smooth. Combined with the TRX-4's cruise control, I really love it a lot. So while I really do like the motor ESC combo I have in it now, my brushed setup lasted for many, many years with no issues. Some of my friends have had issues with their motor blowing. They run through a lot of like mud and water all the time and don't do a lot of maintenance. Could be a contributor to that. Running the stock setup, nothing wrong with it. 21 turn motor with the 2-speed is going to do you just fine. And then maybe down the road, spend a little bit to upgrade. Next, let's talk about the transmitter. So the transmitter is actually a place where I would suggest you save, surprisingly, because in most of my rigs, probably 95% of my rigs, if you've been following my channel, you know I run a Spectrum DX5 Rugged, so you can program all your models into one transmitter. But this one is actually set up really nicely for all the functions that you need with the TRX-4. So you got your locking and unlocking diffs, your 2-speed here, also your cruise control. And also, embarrassingly, I own the TRX-4 and didn't realize that you can set this multi-function knob just by using a little programming with these buttons here. So it walks you through in the manual how to adjust a lot of different settings. Using the cruise control here and setting the cruise control to a knob, you can dial down your throttle by just turning this knob. And paired with the Hobbywing Fusion 2-in-1, really nice feature here. Setting up shift servos in a separate transmitter is kind of a pain in the butt. I also don't really know how to set the cruise control function in my DX5 Rugged, so I would actually suggest that you save your money and keep the stock transmitter. Another thing that I did to this rig is I added the ESS 1 Plus sound system, which makes engine noises. And what this does is it's linked to your throttle control. So when you throttle up, the engine sounds get louder. You can also apply a braking sound and an engine startup noise. Really, really fun. I did a whole video on that. I'll put a link up here. And only recently did I actually add an engine sound that sounds like a Defender. So I went online and I searched Defender engine sounds and I found this awesome video. I used the software that came with the ESS One Plus sound system, and they have a bunch of free engine sounds that you can choose from, whether it's a drift car, a rally car, or a crawler. They have a couple different crawler options. Super nerdy, but it is fun when you're crawling with a bunch of other people to have your rig sound a little bit different than others. Don't be that person that runs it at full volume, and I would definitely suggest turning off the startup sound, so when it goes into idle, it'll shut off, and every time you restart your rig, it'll start up with the engine startup noise. So this one, what I suggested, I think this is totally your call. I wouldn't say it's a necessity, but it does add some fun to scale crawling. Next are wheels, so our tires and our beadlocks. This is actually a place where I ran the stock setup for many, many years. Only recently did I upgrade to Goodyear Wrangler MTRs and level 8 Bully Pro rims from RC 4-wheel drive. I actually really liked the stock setup, but when I did add a lot of weight to my rig, you could definitely notice that my tire was a little bit smooshed and my foams have kind of degraded over time. Compared with the stock tire, the Goodyear Wrangler MTRs are a little bit more narrow and a little bit bigger diameter, so you do get a little rub on your fenders. Having some weight down low with upgraded beadlocks is going to be really nice. Your tire setup is really dependent on the type of driving that you do and the terrain that you run in. This is definitely a place where I would say run your stock setup for a while and then upgrade over time. Next, let's talk about the exterior body details. So I added a MyTrickRC DG1 light kit to this, which comes with a 5-inch curved LED light bar. It comes with rock lights, functional reverse lights, tail lights, and front headlights. There's a bunch of different modes and 3 brightness settings, so you don't have to run your rig at full brightness or with the rock lights on at all times. One thing about using the stock transmitter though, you can't use their remote on and off, but not a big deal. Before you put the body on, just toggle through the brightness setting that you want and set it to that. So if you want one of the brightest, if not the brightest light kit out there for night crawling, not just for looks, it's actually functional, so it'll light up the entire trail. One thing to mention about the light kit, a couple of my lights burned out, so I'll have to replace those. It has a little balance lead that pulls power directly from your battery, and that's a little bit fragile. Some of the soldering came off on that. All in all, super happy with this light kit. Would definitely recommend. If you do a lot of night crawling or evening crawling, this is a place where I definitely suggest you spend a little bit to get a nice kit. One thing I wanted to give a quick update on, after my Fusion 2-in-1 ESC motor combo video, I got a lot of questions about where you plug your light kit into. If you have the Traxxas light kit and the stock ESC, you know that that will plug directly into your ESC. There's a separate cable that comes out of it. But if you weren't aware, you can actually power a lot of different electronics through your receiver, which is taking power from your ESC. If your receiver doesn't have a spare port, you can get a Y splitter and split the power output from one of the channels. Next, for body details, I got quite a few upgrades from Night Custom. So I got door hinges, door handles, a snorkel, these hood vents here, wipers. Check out his Shapeways store. He has a lot of different options, not just the TRX-4 Defender, but a lot of different rigs out there. Another thing people ask me about is these right here. So these are called limb risers, and the intent on like full scale rigs is to get all the tree limbs when you're driving in the bush or out back out of the way of your windshield. So I got these on eBay, and I actually just replaced the double-sided sticky tape here that are holding them on. You can screw them in. I was a little bit lazy, so I used a double-sided sticky tape, and it actually held on pretty good. They do sort of loosen up over time, and I am gentle with them. I'll put a link in the description box. I got these on eBay for super cheap. This is a place where it's totally up to you how much you want to spend or save on making your rig look super custom and super scale. So I can't make the call for you, totally up to you. Then I went a little bit crazy with decals, so I removed a couple of those. So actually, Blood Brothers Graphics just sent me a care package with a bunch of their new decal sets. I'm gonna outfit this and make it a little bit more scale. I'm gonna add one of their Fox logos. When it comes to scale body accessories, I definitely think it is your call on how much you wanna spend to make your rig your own. The exterior of the body actually cleaned up really nicely, super shiny. I'll share my secret. It is called SC1. It is a spray wax. It smells super nice. You can use it as a cleaner. It'll add some shine to your components, and it actually repels dirt. I use it on the sidewall of my mountain bike tires and to shine up my frame, and it keeps mud from sticking to it. Just spray it over the components, let it dry, and then wipe it away. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. All right, so let's do a recap of where I think you should spend versus where I think you should save. For metal axles, this is a place where I would suggest spending if you have the means. It is a really nice upgrade. It'll add some weight down low and they look really nice. For brass weights, so I would suggest saving a little bit. Don't go crazy with your brass weights, but spend a little bit to add weight in appropriate places. For the transmitter, I would suggest saving and staying with the stock one. It's set up perfectly for all the functions and features of the TRX-4. Shocks, this is another place where I would suggest saving. The stock ones are very, very nice. Tried a couple ones out there and I am back to the stock shocks. So for our steering servo, this is a place where I would suggest spending a little bit of money to get a higher torque servo. The stock ones have gone out pretty quickly, so spend a little money and get a nicer one. Shift servos, mine have lasted a long time. This is a place where I would suggest save your money, upgrade when you need to. Wheels and tires, this is a place where I would suggest running your stock setup, seeing how your rig handles the terrain that you're running in, and upgrade to an appropriate tire based on what you run in. Beadlocks are a place where I would suggest spending a little bit to add that weight down low, but definitely upgrade over time. For our motor ESC, even though I really, really love the Hobbywing Fusion 2-in-1, my stock motor, 21-turn brush motor, lasted a really long time, especially for all the elements that I threw at it. So if you want to upgrade out of the box, that's totally up to you. I would suggest running the stock brushed motor for a while, upgrading over time. Sound system and all the scale body details, that is totally your call on how much you want to spend to make your rig your own. One place that I would suggest spending is adding a My Tricker C light kit. That thing is definitely going to brighten up your rig for those night crawls. Definitely add to the cool factor of your rig. So what do you guys think about my synopsis of where I think you should spend versus where I think you should save with the Traxxas TRX-4? Shoot me a comment below. Would love to hear your thoughts if you are also a TRX-4 owner. Everything I mentioned in this video will also be linked down below in the description box. Huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out in the description box below. Also, huge thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I appreciate the support so much. I also make and sell these tiny truckin' stickers, including this Defender one here, so check them out. I'll put a link to my Etsy. I got a couple big RC deliveries coming this week, so I cannot wait to share those with you guys. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you later.